All right. Hello, everybody. We got BAB-Cast number 2 coming into your earphones tonight, January 27th, 2021. We got Kelso, Matt, and myself, Nick. We are excited to bring you version number 2. We've discussed this in depth, and we think we have a wonderful podcast for you all tonight. We're gonna touch on a wide variety of topics, and we think you'll find this wonderfully informing podcast. So
would you call it
feedback?
Would you call it new and improved?
It better be new and improved. I mean, we've
definitely new,
polished it somehow from the last take. So I think we can jump into it. I don't know if we wanted to jump into the building side of things, or do we have a funny story to start off with?
I have a funny story. So as you guys know, I've been taking flying lessons, which how I've not killed myself in an instructor is kind of amazing. Because
I don't know if anybody knew on the audience.
On the audience, yeah, I've been taking Sorry, so everybody, I've been taking flying lessons. I know you guys know that.
How long?
I have officially completed. I think I've done 7 hours in an airplane. So I've flown for 7 hours. And I what's really badass is I had for those 7 hours, I think, or 6 hours prior, my instructor was somebody I went to high school with, and the dude's awesome, man. He's like one of the coolest guys I've ever met. He's got like just the most great attitude. He's really personable. He's got some funny, takes on what it is to fly an airplane. And that was for the first 6 hours. But on hour 7, I flew with the owner of the company, and up until then, my instructor, Mike, who prior would go and he'd really hold my hand, and he'd walk me around the airplane, and we're doing the pre-flight, and this is this. Did we check that? Did we do that? Okay, what next? So on and so forth. So in the pre-flight with the owner, he's like, all right, go do your pre-flight. And then I look, and I'm doing it. And he's just like standing with somebody else, just bullshitting the whole time. So I'm there doing the whole pre-flight, and I do it. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm checking it. I'm really being diligent. And he just kind of walks up, and he's like, are we good to go? And I was like, so I start thumbing through my stuff again. Yeah, I did that. Yeah, I think so. And he's like, all right, let's go. So he hops in, we run through it. We run everything up. And he goes, we take off the plane, and he goes, well, you've been learning how to land. So let's just get in the pattern. And before, Mike would take me out, we'd go warm up on the plane, do a couple of little things, and then, all right, let's get in the pattern and do touch and goes. First thing he does, all right, we're going to do touch and goes. So we do our first one. Not great. None of them are great. I'm terrible. We do our first one. We get on the ground, rev it back up, take off. And he goes, what gauge do you think you're watching the most of? I'm like, well, I don't know, probably airspeed. So he pulls out a business card, and he blocks it out on the gauge cluster. And he goes, well, what are you looking at second most? And I'm like, well, I think I'm looking at altitude. Pulls out another business card, blocks it out. What are you looking at third most? Oh, climb rate or whatever. So another business card blocks it out and goes, is that enough? And I was like, dude, that's plenty. So he made me, kind of think about things a little bit of a different way. And it was really, really terrifying. And after after that instance, he made me start doing the radio. So it was just a lot. And it really, I feel like I kind of reached like a new height of my abilities as far as that's concerned, or at least my terror. And it was pretty windy on Saturday when we went. I mean, it was tough. We switched runways in the middle of the lesson because, it was getting a little too challenging coming east-west. So we went kind of more of I guess it would be like a northeast-west. So kind of going from like 2-2 to, I think it was 3-6, whatever runway they're called, but it was pretty cool. Really, really fun story. And, I've really been enjoying it. It's one of those hobbies where it really makes you have to think, fire on all cylinders, and you have to be pretty alert. So it's been pretty rad.
I was really hoping that you would have said that he pulled out a blindfold for the next instead of a business card. He's just going to blindfold you.
Yeah. Fly by feel, man.
If you were directly above the runway, how could you see the runway below? Were you inverted?
I was thinking the whole time he was going to be like some DB Cooper thing where he was like, all right, what do you think's important? And you're like, well, and then you look and he's jumped out the side with
It was just parachuting
good
away.
luck.
Yeah, see you later, sucker. Put it on the ground.
Well, I mean, I guess what this all boils down to is that Matt 100% thinks we're going to have a company plane in the next 5 years. So, you know.
How
Dream
many
big,
hours?
baby. Dream big. I mean, it might be a Cessna 172, but that's a company plane, baby. Doesn't matter that it's 20 grand.
Yeah. Speaking of the company, we'll transition into a little. You know, this is a building podcast.
Yeah.
I think you know, we want to talk about one of the projects that we finished, because I don't know if we did a very good job of bringing up, you know, many photos. We brought up the website for just a second, but we wanted to bring up a house that we were going to enter into the showcase of homes before it became the no case of homes, as we say. Sandoval, bring that. See if you can get that virtual tour to pop up, Matt. Let's see what it looks like.
I'm on it. Yeah.
And this is like, give us a little intro on this type of house. What style is it? How did
I was going to make sure that it popped up before we dove into it too far.
Okay.
On our website, this is what we refer to as our New Mexico farmhouse. And the cool thing is, this is for some friends of ours, Jason, Sarah Sandoval, and their 3 kiddos, future soccer pros. But it's a design that that I had built in the past with a friend, with some friends, and we wanted to tweak it and give it a whole new taste. So it's got this monstrous great room. One of the key things on this project is Jason and Sarah's lot was a north and south facing lot. So the front of the lot faced north, the rear of the lot faced south, but all of their views were to the east, out of the side. So you'll see a lot of builders try to take, we call it square peg round hole, and they'll take a plan that's designed to be more south with views out the back, and they'll just turn the house 90 degrees and be like, oh yeah, it works. And it really doesn't.
The front door's on the side. Oh, okay. Yeah. I've been to
doors on the
houses
side.
like,
Yeah.
it's comical.
But I think my favorite part of this house is just how Sarah and Jason went through and picked all of the finishes, because it's got a nice, the floor's got some brown tones in it, but it's not overly brown beige gold. Gray, like light gray walls, white trim, white and gray, you know, white cabinets, white shaker cabinets with some ash shaker cabinets to complement it. And then the thing that they truly did that just makes it so fun is the gold accents that they basically went with everywhere in the kitchen. Yeah, jump back out there, Matt, and just get a look at the faucets and everything.
What's the height of the ceiling at the top point in the living room area?
It's a shade below infinity from what we measured.
Do you need to like dust the top of it with like a drone or something?
We will no, whatever's up there, it's like Vegas. Whatever's up there stays up there. But it's just,
I didn't notice the gold tones until you mentioned them. But yeah, they're subtle.
That's one of the things we talk about.
Nice.
Sorry for interrupting, Eric. It's so a lot of people get kind of caught up on matching. Like it all has to be one consistent finish. And what's fun about this is, I mean, you have like stainless appliances, but gold hardware and the whites and you know, look at this, the door hardware is black, you know, so you have kind of a lot of stuff going on, but it really it works. It works. It's eclectic. It's definitely, nice. I think it's a lot of fun. This is one of my favorite things about the whole house is this pantry door that our painter, Alan Sosa, who's freaking amazing. He aged, what do you call that? The crackle finish, Kel? It's like an aged crackle type thing. Really cool, man.
So
really good.
You see how that door sits on the inside of that and slides to the inside?
Yep.
Yeah. Remember that. Maybe maybe we'll find a couple doors like that too. I found that door for they gave us, Ross gave me that door. Ross and Builder Supply here in Las Cruces gave us that door for like $100.
Nice.
Yeah,
So,
we made
yeah, that's a great one. Matt can chat about. We've got a really cool project. We mentioned last week the Springer project up in Picacho Hills, but we actually didn't talk about what it even looks like. And so Matt's got a quick photo of that.
Yeah, you guys, I noticed a dog in one of those pictures. You guys should partner with the animal shelter, and anybody who builds a house with you should have to adopt a dog for their new house.
Okay, that's funny you mentioned that, because I've had two ideas that involve the animal shelter, and one involved animals. One involved the animal shelter, one involves animals. One thing I wanted to do is I wanted to take scrap materials that we had on site that were kind of left over, and I wanted to have our framers build a dog house.
Nice.
That we would then donate. Now it doesn't stay with the house. We'd use the dog house would be built simultaneously with the house, using all the material. We'd literally stucco it, everything, and then donate. It'd be the heaviest. Oh, that's the one problem though. It'd be the heaviest dog house ever. But I'd love to build a dog house with every house that we build that's just uses some of the leftover materials that we have. And then donate that, earlier this Christmas, I had that extra doghouse laying around, and I was like, let's find a dog that needs it, and then deliver that to someone who has a dog, or a dog. We all know that there's a dog chained up somewhere that's got and it's got jack shit. This isn't PG-13.
Yeah. No. I clicked on YouTube that this is not for kids. So hide your kids. Hide them.
When Matt edits it later, he'll beep it out.
Matt, bring up that Springer again one more time, because we were chatting around it, but I want you to point out what's different about it, and we talked about it last week.
This is kind of our New Mexico contemporary kind of deal. So it's going to have like that, the recessed windows, the recessed garage doors. What's neat is it's got this really cool carport. It is in a way a little bit of a kind of an homage to our golf club project. So and that's why I had that pulled up. But man,
why are they doing the carport? Out of curiosity,
maybe they got a big ass truck that doesn't fit in the garage.
It might be that. Yeah. Sorry guys.
No. It really
an airplane.
They have an airplane.
For an airplane.
Nick, it was
John Travolta.
It was see that cantilever roof right there on the front of the house for that contemporary one on Golf Club. Mm-hmm. We were trying to find some way to create that look and kind of break something, off on that far side. Okay. And once I did it, I was like, how cool would it be to have additional covered space? That house is 2,000 square feet. It's almost got 2,000 square feet of garage and carport.
Right.
It's just, I really think there's a move towards minimize your everyday life, the house that you live in, maximize your not so everyday life, which is the fun stuff that you can put in the garage, the fun stuff that you could put under this carport, and just don't be tied into your house for everything.
Right.
Have some fun stuff in there. So
you don't see too many newer houses with carports, so that's kind of cool. Yeah.
Are you guys gonna do like a 70s paint theme?
It is going to
because of the carport, Nick. Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah.
Man, we're bringing them back. Just watch. Someone will take it and someone will do it, and they'll be like, "No, this is our idea." And it's like, "No, sir, our idea." But no, we talked about it last week. We talked about the cool part of the astronaut, the astronaut story behind the lot. We didn't show anyone anything, so we're really happy about that.
And you said that's at Picacho Hills, or where's that?
Picacho Hills. I swear it's up on the the hole that you tee off where it's kind of like the blind shot back towards the water. You tee up super high, and you're like, and I'm like, I'm gonna hit the green, and then I just hit it in that same backyard every time. It's right there it's 2 houses down from the backyard that I hit the golf balls into every time. I think it's
nice.
I think it's 10, 11, 12. I think it's 12 by 12.
Early on the back nine.
It's early on the back nine. But we have to admit that business is good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We've had a lot of progress this last week with some customers, you know, talking about some things that we're trying to get going. Biggest obstacle you face in the business today is finding where you want to do what you want to do. Second most difficult thing that we face is getting a set of plans finished. It's real easy. We work with customers face to face on just like a 2-dimensional floor plan. But then the second most difficult thing is getting plans done and getting permits. And we're trying to get 3 houses permitted in the next 90 days. One for a super fun couple that just fell in our lap. The second one for a friend of mine, Richard Rochelle. Well, I'm going to tell him he's on the podcast. He's been mentioned, Richard and Sarah. And then the last one is another gentleman, Enrique. So yeah, Cheryl and Luis Rodriguez, Richard and Sarah Rochelle, and then Rick Gonzalez. We're going to have three houses we need to get rolling in the next 90 days. And so we're trying to.
They all chose wisely.
Yeah, it's exciting.
So you mentioned the permit process. Have you guys sort of figured out a way to streamline that, or is it just sort of up to the whims of like the people in the city or the county?
It's government. You're at the mercy of the government. These will all 3 of these will be Doña Ana County permits, which is something that we've been, I feel like every single permit we've had lately since Golf Club since our first Las Cruces project has been a county project. So, but one of the things that I did do, I'm going to share my screen. Let me see here. Can you guys see this?
Almost. Mm-hmm.
Now?
Nope.
It says it started. There we go. Now we got it.
There you go. Yep.
So
this is the new tech.
This is the new tech. We bought a toy. So this is a
now our houses won't lean one way.
Did you use your American Express reward points?
We used our American Express to buy it, and then we're going to use our reward points to fly to Abu Dhabi to visit Lance eventually someday.
Nice.
But
in a Cessna 172.
It'll only take 45 days.
In future news, the airplane went down.
We don't pack any luggage. It's all just fuel, right?
Just extra gas
We just got gas in the back.
Climb out on the wing.
we have to do one of those military plane fueling things where that big you got to fly in and connect. But no, this is a laser leveling tool. It allows us to go out on a job site and determine just exactly how much grade that there exists on a pad. And grade is just kind of the slope of the land. And it was, I don't know if it's a good system or not, but we bought one and it seems fun and we're going to go out there and play with it. And my favorite part is it comes with why did it do that? It comes with safety glasses that remind me of Cyclops from X-Men.
Yeah.
So
I've tried them on. They're a good fit.
We'll have a video of us using this out in the field and blinding.
Can you
someone.
see the
Probably
laser
Mark.
beam?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Yeah, we had it in the kitchen of the house, and we were watching like just a laser line, just go all the way around the room.
This is how Kelly wins at golf. He just sets this up and knows where not to look at, and all those golf partners are getting blinded.
Your pace of play is horrible, Kelso.
Oh, 100%.
Setting that
just
up
out there setting stuff up with a survey and a scope. Just
you can replicate like Ocean's 12 or something with like some laser scene.
And I'm doing cartwheels and side, basically dance fighting is what capoeira is what I would call it. Last thing we would chat on is that we might have an opportunity with a future customer we got some multifamily construction aspirations, and we might have stumbled into a situation that plays out perfect. So we'll keep you informed, but we're easily excitable regardless. But this is a really neat opportunity, and we are excited to potentially push it.
One of my favorite things about being excitable is a quote by Winston Churchill, who says that success is something like this. I might be butchering it, but it's like success is going from failure to failure without a lack of enthusiasm. So oftentimes I feel like just being willing and enthusiastic on the next thing you're going to do, just keep going, keep going. Cause it's always fun to think about the possibilities and to try to push forward and to do things. So I like that a lot. So absolutely. What's next, guys? We talking about?
Yeah, you're right.
Eric's.
Churchill has so many damn quotes.
Yeah, he's got some good ones. Yeah. If you're going through hell, keep going. I like that one. That one's good. Yeah.
Yeah, Matt, Eric's house.
You guys touched on that last time.
Yeah.
And Bab won,
but
but we never discussed like how it was before and what the vision is to make it into.
Yeah, I think Matt has a photo, right?
Yep, you bet. Pulling it up right now.
And you said E tracked down like the design. E and Ashley tracked down the design that they wanted and presented it to you guys. And
well, I mean, what you're seeing here is actually the trusses of the house, and I had seen it on Pinterest. I asked Kelly, I shot it over to him, what do you think of this? And he said, let's do it. And I was like, all right. Originally it wasn't in the plans, but we went for it. Where you see the end of the island and the end of the tile, there used to be a wall right there, and it was completely just enclosed. So opening up the house, opening up the ceiling. So yeah, right there's used to be a sunken living room. So right there was a wall that went all the way.
The wall divided the sunken living room to the room on the right there. Yeah. And it was a lot tighter. I mean, those rooms were only 12 feet wide or something like that. Now it's 20 some feet wide in there. It feels really big.
Right. That's going to be great. That open space feeling is going to make it feel like a massive, great area.
Yeah, we'll do. We should have some pretty good photos coming up. Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely will. This was our methodology. That was our methodology to open it up. Is we foamed the deck and then sheetrocked underneath. Then because the insulation otherwise would have been sitting right on top of these, right on top of the bottom cord of the trusses. And there was a lot of insulation in there. My goodness.
We'll dig up next week for next show. We'll have a really good before and after.
Yeah. That's
so. What are you? Wait, what are you gonna do with the trusses? You're leaving them open?
We're gonna paint them.
Yep.
Okay.
They'll be painted. HVAC is gonna go on top. So yeah, we'll.
There'll be like a modern looking feel above the trusses with like open HVAC.
Yeah, kind of like a commercial building. Yeah, kind of like a commercial building where it's like it's gonna look really trick. It's gonna look way different when the dust settles on that one.
Nice.
Yeah, and that's kind of
and it is dusty.
Speaking of dust, when you live in a remodel, which is not recommended, you're constantly cleaning up. So my advice to people, if you're living in the house that you're remodeling, go ahead and invest in some plastic that you can cover anything that you don't want to get dusty. Besides the floor, I think the floor would be too hard, but the fridge, the stove, the island that's there, I would cover those up every single day just because it's a pain.
And on a side note, we won't do your remodel if you live in the house.
Unless you're our friend.
No.
Unless you know Kelly from 1998.
Yeah, unless we go back to 98. Maybe 99, Nick. I'm not. No, it's just because it's extremely stressful because people are coming in and out. We're depending on people to get there. We're trying something that we've never done before, and we want, as much as we want to get it done as fast as possible. We want to get it done as perfect as possible. We want it to be great. So even if it takes a little longer, even if it's just bringing someone in to do a little something and then bringing someone else in to do a little something, but not actually finishing anything, we're learning a lot on it, just like we do with a lot of our projects. But it's fun already. It feels so different, and it's funny when you have those steps where you're just like, wow, it feels different today. Wow, it feels different today. And so we're making good progress. So the next thing we're trying to get in there is the tape and texture guys to get in there and tape and texture the ceiling. Then we'll have the painters in there to paint from the trusses up. We're going to probably go with kind of a white something. I feel like we should grab a cabinet door, Eric. and we should match the white of the ceiling to like a cabinet door that you think, if you're going to go with some white, if there's going to be some white cabinets anywhere, we should match that color.
Okay.
Then we'll work. Then we'll get the gas is already run. You know that is pushed up to the top. The HVAC will be put back in there, up there at the top, painted a cool flat black type color, and then we'll work from the trusses down to then finish the house. So it'll be awesome. I'm excited.
This is the kind of personalized touch you get from the Fort Construction.
This is the well, we feel
and the number one Spurs fan.
When you're working with a friend, there's a lot of pressure, and that, you know, we do take it serious, and we do know that, like, the stress and strain that it puts on your everyday life. So we stress out about it too, because we just want to make sure everyone's happy, but we are focused with making sure that it is as freaking spot on perfect as possible, instead of trying to go super fast and not getting what you ultimately want the way that you want it. We'd rather, you know, it's tough to explain.
You all have been great, and every time we have a question or something, there's no hesitation on your guys' end to answer it or to figure it out. So that's been awesome.
Yeah. Discount.
Well, talking about progress, we're actually making progress in this podcast.
I know. We need
to move on to business.
That segue Steve over here, huh? What's up with
So we have a little rundown on the business side of things. I think Dynek wanted to touch a little bit on the 48 laws of power. He had one in particular he wanted to talk about.
Thanks for reminding me. Yeah. So I don't know if we'll see if we keep on doing this, but I think that these might be fun conversation starters, because I almost feel like whoever wrote this book is kind of a narcissistic psychopath, which is always interesting to kind of peer into the mind of, or at least maybe he studied narcissistic psychopaths. So when he's talking about these 48 laws of power, they're all kind of these like ways to gain success, I think, or ways to kind of be more successful. I'm trying to look for the first quote here, because I thought it was kind of crazy. So the first one is law 1, never outshine the master. Okay. So I'm going to read the judgment, right? Why are you laughing, Nick? Tell me, come on.
Oh,
I thought this
completely inappropriate. I cannot share it. I'll send you guys a picture via text, but I can't share it on this.
Okay. I can't wait. I was like, man, I thought, okay.
I totally thought this was a book about Nikola Tesla.
The 48 laws of power, and it's all about ohms and circuits and watts and shit. So, okay, no, check this out. So this is the book. I don't know if you guys, that's the back, wrong side. There you go. It says power on the front. So anyway, law 1, never outshine the master. So the judgment is always make those above you feel comfortably superior in your desire to please and impress them. Do not go too far in displaying your talents, or you might accomplish the opposite, inspire fear and insecurity. Make your masters appear more brilliant than they are, and you will attain the heights of power. So in this chapter of the book, he outlines the transgression of the law, which is by this guy, Nicolas Fouquet. Did Kelly freeze again? Are you guys texting stuff? Damn, you guys. Of course you are.
No, go.
No, keep going.
All right. I'm just boring everybody to death. Is probably what
No.
So anyway, Nick, I can't say this correctly, but it's Nicolas Fouquet or Fouquet. I don't know how you say it, but he's King Louis the 14th's finance minister. So the long of the story short is, so this dude is like, this dude is like King Louis' like big dog finance guy. And Louis starts to get suspicious of him because he's making all this money right hand over fist, and he feels like he kind of falls out of a favor with him. So he's like, you know what? I'm going to make it up to him. He goes and he throws this big old party in the king's honor. But what ends up happening is the king goes, well, wait a second, you're kind of flexing on me. And he actually like has him exiled or something, just because, you know, he kind of had an Icarus moment where he flew too high. Anyway, I kind of wanted to see what you guys' thoughts are on that, because, you know, I in the business world and stuff like that, I've seen things like that happen, where somebody gets jealous, or somebody feels like they're too, you know, maybe somebody in charge feels like somebody's too big for their britches, and they got to check them, and then it ends up being this kind of grind. So
I wouldn't say that I agree with that. It feels very bureaucratic.
Yeah.
It feels very, when you hear someone say hire people smarter than you, that seems to go counterclockwise to this line of thinking. It's a super interesting subject. I 100% have encountered people like that in my career. But I would say that it's more of a tactic than a creed. I don't, you know what I mean?
No, that's a good point, because I think this book is all about tactics. I think this book is, I think you're right. I think you hit the nail on the head, because I think this book is all about tactics and not necessarily any moral standing. I think it's a tactical.
Well, when I say tactical, I just mean that you don't I don't think you apply that. I think it would be rather idiotic to apply that to every situation that you're in. I identify that, be aware that there are bosses that are like that. Be aware that there are superiors like that. Identify them and use this methodology to then defeat and murder them
with a chainsaw. Yeah. I think if you can, to piggyback on that thought, I think if you can, any of these laws, just sort of at a quick glance, if you can sort of thumb through them and maybe figure out how they apply to your own life, and sort of figure out how they'll work with your day-to-day lifestyle, or something major that's going on with your life. I mean, it could definitely sort of guide you in a good direction.
Well, and I've seen
exactly.
it. So I've seen somebody doing too well, and maybe not maybe making it well known that they're doing too well, and that has made their superior uncomfortable. And I've seen that happen where it hasn't ended well for them.
Be aware. It to me, it's identify and and use this in an instance, because I would think that if you worked for Elon Musk and you kowtowed to him like that, oh, you're so smart, or oh, you're, oh, wow, I can't believe that, he'd be like, yeah, I don't need that. You're good. Thank you.
Right.
Have a nice day.
And that goes right back to what you're saying about knowing your boss, because he probably gets that from everybody. Brown nosing the crap out of him.
Know your audience, right. and be aware that it exists, and be able to identify it. And that's when you have a tactical advantage. And that's when you know how to, to interact with that person.
You got any thoughts on it?
Sorry. Do you think any of Elon's employees go to his office with the tequila that he made and offer to take shots with him?
I hope so.
Shot for shot.
No.
I
with
hope
an
so.
alien.
Put them
down. I would think that they all take their flamethrowers out and shoot shit up though together.
For sure.
Yeah. In the parking lot.
In your line of, I do think that it might apply more to government kind of position. And I think that's a spot where where you can become you're a threat, and someone sits there and views you as a person who, you're going to try to take my job.
Right.
Yeah. No, I could see it.
Absolutely.
E, why don't you lead us into, since we're talking about jobs and how we actually don't want jobs, and we saw that, did you guys see that Mason had $1 million day?
No, you mentioned that.
You did mention that in our little text thread that we got with everybody.
Yeah.
So that's our goal, is to not even have to go to our Jorbs. E, why don't you walk us through a couple of those things? There's some interesting stuff going on.
Interesting stuff going on with the stock market. I'm not sure I'm quite qualified to be talking on that.
None of us are.
None of us are.
Usual activity.
I think Matt might actually know more about.
Well, why don't you once again? But you had a really good strategy about what you were talking. Me and you see eye to eye on a lot of our EV. The stuff that we're staying in long term.
Yeah,
that's what I was going to say. We'll let.
Okay. Yeah, long term. EVs were down a little bit, but they weren't bad. I was just trying to look at a few of them. I would still stick with EVs.
What EVs are you guys in right now?
Well, Kelly's holding Neo.
Yeah.
I'm holding, I believe it's CCIV.
Was that one American company?
Yeah, I think that's the one that's based out of Tucson, Phoenix area
Okay.
that are they're relatively new. That's the Saudi-backed one, I think.
Okay. It's a capital group that's
And
getting
it's,
in.
Yeah.
it's CCIV.
I
A
think
blank-
it's CCIV.
Blank
Yeah.
check firm, but they're investing.
Oh, I remember this. Yeah. So this is the
Yeah.
parent company, that Churchill Capital. We had looked at that.
Yep, that's it.
It had a real crazy, it had a real crazy run up after. I think what's nuts is I think you were talking about it down here, and it's had a little wild ride, hadn't it? Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's and that's one that I'm gonna be holding on for a while till they see some actual production vehicles coming out. They're supposed to come out this year.
Okay.
Nice. What type of vehicles are they making or proposing?
So they are a little bit more luxury vehicles, from my understanding. A little bit more higher end than Tesla. So I think they
Wow.
start off in the high 70s and go into the hundreds of thousands. So way above my price range for all of them, but
Dang.
they look pretty cool. The Neo ones look pretty cool, but they're not here in the States, so I don't know if we'll ever see them. The
Hmm.
thing that I liked about Neo, though, was in the article stated that if you needed if you were going on a trip that it was further than what your battery could provide, they just go in and they switch you to a long range battery.
They can like change
And-
the batteries like it's like a cordless drill, can't they? Is that
yeah,
how it
yeah.
works? Wow.
You just
pop
pull
them
up
in and
to
pop
it.
them out.
You pull up to a little Neo service station, and you
Damn.
go inside and get some coffee or whatever, hang out while your battery's being changed, and then you go in.
Slim Jim.
And the real interesting thing about that too was that in it's China, right?
Yeah.
Neo, China.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
China.
they were saying that housing is way different than in the United States. A lot of people, they don't have garages, they don't have places to charge their cars at night. So they have a lot of more charging stations. They have a lot more places where you can just go to change out your battery if you need
That's
to.
cool.
So that was pretty interesting. And I think as electric becomes more and more, maybe you'll see some of those things here in the States.
I
wonder, like-
just had a thought that
I had
that
a
might
bad.
be-
It was a rough day.
What was a rough day?
It might the Fort account had a rough. We're down almost 1,000.
Yeah.
So here's a thought with respect to vehicles or cars in general. And I don't really have an opinion on this, but I've heard the concept come out of like with auto, what do they call it? Like not autopilot, but automated driving, and kind of the concept of like Uber and Lyft. I've heard that there's a lot of speculation that that there's going to be a lot less individual ownership of automobiles.
Like a
Because-
car sharing.
Yeah,
tool.
because the car doesn't do like it doesn't do you any good to have the car sitting in the garage, as far as like and I'm going to use a options term here, but the theta or whatever, like it's decaying, you know what I mean? It's like it's not being used, and at the same time, if it's just sitting around and it's aging, it's not kind of being used to its full potential. And that's like a market inefficiency that's going to get exploited by some company that's going to essentially have like ride sharing, but you're going to maybe cooperatively own a car. So in a sense, a very high-end luxury car makes more sense if maybe it's split between 3 or 4 different individuals and it's picking them up. I mean, this is super like future thinking, but like maybe in 15 years it picks up this person and takes them to work, and then it it basically does like an automated taxi service or something like that, or there's a co-op, or maybe there's a company that facilitates that. Yeah, or a school bus, a big yellow school bus.
Right.
It could be a total opportunity where someone owns a car that they drive a certain amount of times. Because when you do think about how people are essentially telecommuting more,
Right.
It could also become an alternate source of income, because I've used Turo and I've rented a car. So you could totally have a car that you're like, I rent out 3 days a week, and I drive it to
Very
work 2 days a week. And and I wouldn't
Right.
rent it out over the weekends or something. So it's interesting to say that, because I see what you're getting at, but I also view it as, it's just like when people started Airbnb being bedrooms that they have in their houses.
Right.
So
right.
it could totally become an alternative source of income as well.
Right. And I think it's kind of exploiting that market inefficiency of the individual who maybe has the wealth to have owned the car. But now it does them better to have it, utilized, like you said, for income. So there is some streamlining there, and there could be some real opportunity. So I wonder if Turo's kind of maybe, and I don't know anything about Turo stock shit. Like, I mean, maybe that's the future. Maybe that's the window to the world, the Airbnb of cars. But
there's no way it's public. It's got to be private.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything about it. Yeah, there's a lot of those.
Yeah, today the markets today. I don't know. It was really. I mean, the market was clearly dominated by one thing that Matt wants to talk about.
Let's move into that.
Yeah. Before we move into that, though,
are you guys talking about the automobile company called Ford?
If
Or we
you
talking
get that, if you get that Cybertruck, Matt, at some point, are you gonna put a lift kit on it?
No,
I don't think there's a need to.
no. I'm gonna probably.
Why get it?
I think it already has adjustable.
Oh, does it?
I think it does. Maybe that was the GM
Hummer?
one.
The
Hummer, yeah. But that Hummer truck's already huge. It's got like 35s on it already, I think, for tire size.
Talk about the fun thing.
GameStop.
Yep.
GameStop. This is the craziest. This is the craziest thing, and it is it's amazing. Look at the 6-month chart. This is there's nothing like it on the face of the planet. Like, this is
let's see a 1-year chart.
Oh man. It just looks the same shit. Like, it's down here at $4.
$4.
$4 all the way down, $393, and it's 340. So what we're actually seeing here, and you're not there. I honestly think conspiratorially
8,000% increase.
So this is what you call a short squeeze. What had happened is that the investment firms had shorted the living piss out of this thing to the tune of, I'm just hearing off of CNBC that it was 150% shorted. So its market cap was shorted 150%. They were trying to squeeze every last little bit of value out of it. And now I'm no stock, guy. I don't understand it that well, but I don't think it, there was some people on Reddit.
I don't even understand what you just said, which is what's funny. Is like,
okay, nope. so let's go back to talking about what shorting a stock means. So to short a stock means that you make money when the stock loses value, right?
Correct. So, when did this short occur?
I don't know. But I'm obviously for a long time. Yeah. I don't know when the short occurred, but it looks like it's been going on for a really long time. I would imagine, maybe we go back here. Probably it's, I would imagine somewhere in this area, where it'd have to be. I mean, it kind of looks like it because they're not stupid. They know how to ride that stuff down. But when somebody shorts a stock, the intent is for them to make money as it goes down. So they borrow shares and sell them. So if they think it's going to go down, they go, okay, I'm going to borrow shares from this person. I'm going to sell them thinking that I'm going to get them for a cheaper price later and pay somebody back with their shares that have now tanked. Well, the problem is that if you borrow shares from somebody and sell them and that stock goes through the roof, now you're on the hook, having already sold them for a certain amount of money, to go and buy them back for the inflated price. Well, these freaking, delinquents on Wall Street bets found out that the stock was shorted by 150% and that they were so I don't think leverage is the right term, but that they were so heavily vested in the short that it wasn't going to take a lot of market movement to put it in a runaway situation. Because it was 150% shorted, they had to recover all of these shares that were shorted. So now the short sellers are unwilling participants in the run up buying the stock back. So everybody's going and buying the stock's running up, and the short sellers are having to pay exorbitant amounts of money to cover their shorts that they had. And what's great is it's got an unlimited top end, because the more it goes up, like there's already talks of these hedge funds that have caused this whole thing going bankrupt. There was actually
they lost like 14.2 billion.
Yeah, it's incredible. They borrowed like 2.75 billion trying to cover, and it keeps running up. And in fact, there's a lot of talk about, they blacked out the Discord server. There's talks about them trying to block out the Wall Street bets on Reddit. That was down today. I don't know what for. I mean, Portnoy had brought it up. There was a lot of things that are going on that are absolutely crazy. We're gonna
follow this. We're gonna follow this. We're going to have some, I'm really interested in watching this because it's really interesting. And I feel, what everyone's saying right now, because I feel like they're targeting clearly declining industry and stocks. And that's why AMC.
Right. That's why AMC's next, is because, it's because it's so heavily shorted, because they're so over leveraged into the short. It's not going to take.
A really weird question is when did this short occur, and how the hell did everyone find out?
Right. Well, no, you can see that. I think that there's information publicly about that. But let's see what old Davey boy has to say. You guys hearing this?
Yeah. My hero.
AMC is the only thing I made like 200 grand on AMC. That's chump change. I sold costs like a fucking idiot. It's up 560%.
Oh, Matt's internet's killing it.
Wish I had that back, but I don't.
It's going to
Just sort of summarize what he said.
I don't think I can upload Zoom. I think that's what's going on. I don't think I can upload and download.
Yeah, I don't think you can do both. Let me see here.
Yeah, in the future, what I need to do is download. Somebody maybe with more bandwidth, share that. It's on Portnoy's. It's on Portnoy's Twitter. It's let me look for the.
It's only like a minute. What was the basic idea of his talk?
Oh, he's all on board with Wall Street bets.
Okay.
He hates. Here, let me see here. Share.
AMC is the only thing I made like 200 grand on AMC. That's chump change. I sold costs like a fucking idiot. It's up 560%. 560%. Wish I had that back, but I don't. But I'm not gonna make the same mistake twice. You guys told me costs. Yesterday you said get on costs. That's the next one. Today you're telling me NOK, knock. That's the next one, knock.
Nokia.
NOK.
Nokia, of all things.
Big. I have AMC. I'm holding those two, and we're gonna see what happens tomorrow. If I lose a fucking million on it, I lose a fucking million. If I make 10 million, let's fucking make 10 million. I don't know what's gonna happen. I have $1 million in the bank. Let's fucking roll. I'll see you tomorrow. Knock and AMC. You're mine. I'm going to bed. Sleep tight. Little fucking goats. Little fucking sheep. Whatever knock is. All right.
Whatever knock is.
I'm buying knock in the morning.
There we go.
Yeah.
Dude, Portnoy's so good. That dude he's
got 17,000 likes. I bet you at least 80% of those people go by knock in the morning if they don't already have it.
Sure. Got so much influence. The dude's a social media power broker, and I love him. I love him to death. That I'm all Davey Day Trader, Davey Business Saver, Davey
Business Saver. Yeah, what he's doing with that is amazing.
It's so cool. Davey Pizza Blazer. Like, it's just, the dude does it all, and he's awesome.
Yeah.
He it's one of those things where you're like, if you ask me who would be the coolest person you could get on a podcast that's dumb as fuck like ours, like that'd be the one where he's like, dude, if he poked his head in for like 2 seconds and was like, hey guys, fuck off, that'd be cool.
Before we transition out of this stock talk, we should hit on that idea of what stock should I get for baby Helena. $500. It can be one stock, it can be one single share, it can be 500 shares of something.
I want to let you know that Edward Snowden tweeted, buy GME. That's all.
What?
Edward Snowden said that on Twitter, to buy GME.
Putin made him say it.
What is GME?
That's
GameStop.
GameStop. That's the one that Matt just showed. $300 and some dollars.
Yeah.
You should buy baby Helena GameStop.
But here's the problem is
No,
that
you should not buy her
Don't do
GameStop.
that. Don't do that.
For
Don't do
one,
that.
for
That's
one
a-
day, you should buy her GameStop. And
yeah.
then
You should put all
sell it.
500. I second. You can buy 1 1/3 shares, but
Why? I think there has to be these hedge funds aren't gonna continue. I mean, if
It's
they're
gonna-
going bankrupt, they're not gonna continue to buy money to.
well, not only that, like
No,
everyone's
the brokers. No, the brokers have to cover. The brokers have to cover. We're in uncharted waters here, boys. I'm telling you that. This is.
But people
this is
wanna
a-
realize
If they
their
declare
gains.
bankruptcy, they don't have to cover.
Yeah.
No. The broker does, not them. The broker who did the deal has to cover.
Well, why can't
They're
they
insured
declare
to high
bankrupt?
hell. They're so many people are screwed out of this. That's why there's like every media outlet, I swear to God, has got to be in the back pocket of these people because they're over there just trashing the whole deal. Hey, this is so crazy. They're asking for fucking hedge fund people are asking for regulation on markets because they don't like people with $300 going,
Yeah.
fuck you with their
But
$300.
do you never realize your gains? So you never sell? What I mean, how does that work?
No, you can sell whenever you want, but somebody's going to be left holding the fucking bag.
Yeah, no, but I feel like feel like there's an eventual dip. It will crescendo and then it will dip back down. So I don't know. Like I said, I think he's right. If you bought 1 share of GameStop tomorrow and then just planned on selling it at the end of the day for her,
Yeah.
and
What if-
What
What about the Sundial? It's under $1 a share. I could buy
That's
550 shares of Sundial.
You could change your name to Mary Jane.
that.
Yeah.
That might not be a bad move either, especially with the Atlas people mentioning it. It's cheap and there's not a lot of risk in it.
Or Nokia.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I get the joke, but we're talking about short-term shorted stocks that are going to go
AMC?
to the moon for a minute.
AMC?
AMC was pretty freaking good to a lot of people, myself included, today.
No, I get that, but that's if you ask me a stock that you're going to hold on to for 18 years.
Yeah, no.
Can you get partial shares of Berkshire Hathaway on Robinhood? I mean that in all
Right.
earnesty. All earnesty, yeah.
Probably.
On Berkshire?
Yeah. Can you do that on Robinhood? Can you get a partial share of Berkshire Hathaway?
The A series.
Fine.
Yeah. That would be the most solid bet you could probably make.
There's a stock called
How many shares can you buy? 1 share costs $343,450.
Yeah, but partial shares. That's what I'm saying. Can you get a partial share? Can you get,
I've got something that I want you to buy.
Okay.
You got $500.
Yep.
How much do I own?
Even 0.1 is $34,000.
That's how math works.
What?
VDRM. Via Derma.
VDR.
Pharmaceuticals? You're gonna hedge her college degree?
I can't even
on
get
a
that on.
pharmaceutical
I
stock?
can't get that on Robinhood.
Can't
The
get
fucking
no
penny
that,
stock.
Yeah, you can't get that.
Oh, you can't?
Let me try Webull.
I don't know if you go something bigger like
I'm just
Apple,
saying.
Apple,
I'm
or
just-
Amazon,
these
Apple,
companies,
yeah, that's
Apple,
what you can do.
Amazon,
Apple,
Microsoft. These
Apple's so
companies that are
cash
gonna-
liquid. Apple
buy
would
it.
be my vote. Apple would be my vote.
Follow me on this.
Apple too.
If you bought
I'm for it.
1,000 shares, 1,000 shares of this stock, how much money would you spend?
On what?
It's 0.02 right now.
It's 2 cents a
yeah,
2 cents
but
a share.
it's not supported on Webull either.
No? Okay.
No,
Well,
it's not.
I'm just telling
I
you.
should have told you that. I looked at that. It's not.
Because there's a fucking Leo DiCaprio character in a goddamn warehouse with a bunch of people with cell phones fucking hawking this shit to old people.
No. I know, but if you bought 1,000 shares,
Yeah.
1,000 shares.
We're not boomers, Kel. You don't have to
2
pitch us
cents.
the penny stock.
Okay. I'm gonna say Apple is my vote.
Apple.
Apple's
Especially
my
with
vote.
them getting into the electric vehicle market.
Kelly's saying no.
Nope. I mean, no. Listen, that sound, I get it. I understand.
For 18 years.
I don't feel like you're like, if you're gonna do $500, then just put it in a goddamn mutual fund and then let it go forever. I'm saying if you wanted to put something in there,
Apple has vastly outperformed mutual funds though. That like
I
spread. I mean, it's
I'm just saying it feels like such a safe play. We're talking $500. Come on.
We're spending a lot of time on this.
Compound interest, man.
We can continue to discuss via text, and we'll come up with something where I want to invest in the stock market. I'm not doing a mutual fund. It's going into the stock market somehow. So
okay, so
we'll
to support me and Eric's call here, okay?
Well,
so
come up.
So if we got something, if you had bought, so 18 years ago would be what? 2003.
Yeah.
So in 2003, let's go way back here. 2003, Apple was, you got to be shitting me. 42 cents.
What?
Oh, wow. That's really close to the stock price that I just showed you.
That's after like 10 fucking splits.
I can't buy that stock though.
That's after like 10 splits. So it's like 10 times that. Maybe more. It's had a shitload of splits.
Okay.
It was not trading at 37 cents. I guarantee you. I think it was in the dollars for sure, but this is in relation to its share price now because of all of the splits that it's had.
Yeah, but I can't buy that stock that you're talking about, Kelso.
Well, then change the fucking game, dude.
You have to get on the TD Ameritrade then, Nick. That's how you change the game.
I was going to go Craig Kilgore. That's not even a human. Fucking Kilgore. Figure it out, man.
Right.
Figure out how to recycle pizza boxes and figure out how to buy via Derma. I'm only telling dude,
37 cents. 37 cents. So $142 divided by 37 cents.
$20. $20 fucking dollars buys 1,000 shares. What if something stupid happens and it just becomes worth fucking $10?
Well, buy $20 for me and I'll transfer you $20.
So 142, 37 cents goes into $142.
I'll give you $20 cash tomorrow.
$142. Okay.
1,000 shares.
37 cents goes into $142, 383 times. So in 18 years, your $500 investment is $190,000.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
That's
it's
awesome.
Sort of like it's sort of like my investment.
Why don't you show Amazon from fucking 30 years ago or fucking?
Yeah. We're going 18. Yeah, no, that's
Amazon there 30 years ago.
Roll the dice.
I don't think Amazon was there 30 years ago.
You don't know shit, E. I'm just saying, if we're not talking about like you're investing her actual $40,000 college fund, you're what you're trying to do.
It could be.
I'm gonna put it.
I'm trying to give Eric. Sorry, I'm looking at Eric and I'm Nick. I'm trying to give Nick's.
Matt's drunk.
I'm putting it all in
allegedly.
Dogecoin.
You can't just decide I'm drunk. That's
$500 worth of
God.
He's getting mad because Nick won't invest in whatever.
in a penny stock.
He's gonna filibuster. Filibuster.
I'm
Kelly, asking you to even
putting
do the whole
$500 in Dogecoin.
Kelly, if I give you $20 tomorrow, will you invest
Yeah.
$20 worth in that stock for me?
I'm gonna get. I have 10,000 shares of it right now. I've got a solid $200 invested. If I lose it all, it doesn't fucking matter. And if it just happens to do something stupid,
You're trying to get Nick to YOLO on his daughter's college fund.
I appreciate it's $500. $500. What college are you fucking going to for $500? New Mexico.
One that in my world, one that costs $187,000 because you fucking invest in Apple. Today.
I can't wait to see what that spike is on a company that's already shown that growth. That's genius. You're a genius. You're genius with this.
I'm doing Dogecoin.
Hey, I don't hate it.
I can't wait till our podcast 18 years from now.
If you don't think I'm saving,
we'll go back to episode 2 and review it, and then we'll look at it.
And I'll report back to you guys. I'll be like,
I'm gonna have.
I bought some lottery tickets.
Yeah, those VDRM shares are like $110 each, and I'm like, fuck, dude, I don't even talk to you guys anymore. That's weird. Fucking
Hey, I
rich.
told you to buy me $20 goddamn dollars.
I've got
be fucking like
10,000 shares. I'll give each one of you 1,000, except for Matt.
I'll be like 70 years old doing a
I know.
podcast.
We're not even gonna. Yeah, don't even know. It's like
We'll
it's
come
like
back,
what-
a special edition BAB-Cast podcast when Nick's baby is graduating, going to college.
yeah.
Episode
We're live
number
streaming. All right.
4,237.
I think, but I do think Matt does have a good point that I don't think you should invest it all 500 in any one thing. I think it should be, if you bought
Diversified.
a little,
Diversify
just
your
diversify a
portfolio
little.
like Wu-Tang.
Okay.
It
You
ain't-
gotta
it ain't-
diversify your bonds, bitch.
Nothing
Okay,
to
well,
fuck with. All right.
I'll propose some ideas over the next few days, and you guys say yay or nay.
All right.
All right.
I'm
So
I'm
balls.
gonna set aside.
Balls.
I'm gonna set aside 1,000 shares of VDRM just for her.
okay.
How
Thank you.
does VDRM show up on Ameritrade but not on
Yeah.
No one,
Robinhood
dude,
or Webull?
no one fucking knows, dude.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Magic.
33 million shares are out there.
And a
Damn.
total of $17 changed hands.
You're like,
A solid
I'll give you
3,000.
if you give me 1,000 shares, I'll give you $3 and a Whopper.
Dude, speaking of Whoppers, I had the most gluttonous moment of like my let me take that back. I'm gonna dial that back. I've had a pretty gluttonous moment today when I had a Whopper for breakfast at like 9:45.
For breakfast?
It was awesome, man.
They have a
You know
breakfast
what?
menu.
I had one of those. I'm an adult. I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. And I had a Whopper at 9:45. That was my lunch. It was my lunch and my breakfast. It was
I crave
perfect.
Burger King every once in a while. There's something about it. It's
It was
probably
good. It was great.
broiled.
Their fries suck, but like the Whopper was great.
Yeah. Their
Yeah, their
have
fries
always
are
sucked.
dude. Almost every other single thing at that restaurant sucks.
The Whopper's good.
Except the
Yeah.
Whopper.
The Whopper's
Whopper
good.
is good, but
Yeah.
yeah, I agree with
All right.
Kelly on that.
Balls. All right.
Balls.
Balls. Let's transition. I'm gonna make this short and sweet because I do feel like there's just not a lot to talk about. Unfortunately, as much I was thoroughly moved by how many people were pulling for me and my Buffalo Bills,
Yeah.
and it was super fun. Everyone, it was super exciting. Everyone was there. It was just it got a great first quarter too. A little lucky with that muff punt. But at the end of the day, I will be the first to say that Kansas City is just a class above. It reminds me of when Golden State was clicking, when they had that squad, and you're like, man,
Yeah.
if they have their A game, it doesn't matter what you do, you can't beat them. So you hope that they show up with like their B game, and then you play perfect. And that's what it feels like when you play Kansas City. I mean, the team's lost one game all season.
They look so good. They like
And-
every aspect of it just looks so good.
Oh,
They look
Kelsey,
so good.
and they played, their defense was great. Josh Allen was a little starry-eyed at times, like seemed like he was
Yeah.
felt the moment for the first time, where it was like might have been a little pressure that he wasn't aware of. And Kelsey and Tyreek Hill were in Mahomes were. It's like, dude,
Andy Reid's face mask didn't fog up.
I don't know how that face mask stayed on his face or what he was doing. We called it a feed bag because we're pretty sure it was like full of trail mix.
Yeah.
And
Munching
he was
away.
grazing. Yeah, it was just grazing. But no, it's over. So you know what we like to do is move on to the next thing. So let's go Spurs.
No Spurs.
But before you move on to the Spurs, I didn't know that Kenny Stills was signed with Buffalo.
Bills? Yeah.
Yeah, he's my favorite Oklahoma player.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's the one that when I first started watching Oklahoma, and it was way after college, but he was my favorite player when I first started watching him. And I saw he was on. I just saw like this week that he was on the practice squad, and then he got activated for the game, and I was like,
Yeah.
holy crap, he's there.
Yeah.
So I hope they keep him because I'd like to cheer for him. I know I didn't make it to Matt's house, but I was still paying attention to the game. and
It was fun. We had
you guys will be back. I know.
Yeah. You guys have a great base.
we got a good
really
squad.
good
Yeah. So one of the receivers, Gabriel Davis, a rookie, got banged up in the last game, and the Houston Texans cut Kenny about 5 weeks ago, right before the playoffs started, in an effort to just let it. He wanted an opportunity to go somewhere. And what's flattering is that not for the longest time, there were like Antonio Brown got hypothetically traded to the Bills, and he was like, I ain't trying to go there. And Kenny Stills, who's an accomplished receiver, has a chance to pick anywhere to go. And he picked Buffalo. So I think it does say a lot about their offense and how people are recognizing, like, man, this is something to be a part of. Super excited about the offseason, super proud of what they accomplished.
Kelly, how old's Allen? How old is he? He's
24.
really young. Jeez.
24.
And Mahomes, how old is Mahomes?
25.
Shit.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
That's what I mean. It truly reminds me. Kansas City reminds me of that Golden State team where you're just like, how are we gonna beat these dudes? Like what? And what's crazy is it doesn't always have to be. Stuff happens. It's football, and stuff can change in a minute. And but now I'm excited. Moved on to basketball. Spurs held on to beat the Celtics tonight, 110-106. This Spurs team is interesting because you guys know I'm as diehard a Spurs fan, and the reason the Spurs are near and dear to my heart, they're the only team that's ever fucking won anything for me. So otherwise, I've just got nothing but fucking failures. But the Spurs, Duncan, Parker, Ginobili, and I've heard that Tony Parker documentary on Netflix is awesome. So I'm going to
watch that.
I need to watch it. Yeah. Speaking of basketball, on this date in 1894, the first college basketball game was played. It was the University of Chicago. They beat Chicago YMCA. I don't think that's a college.
Hey, guess what? That's when you could pay for college with penny stocks. Was when
the
basketball
final score was 19-11. Peach basket.
19-11.
There was some goddamn peach baskets in there.
Yeah.
Speaking of college basketball, I'm a huge Carolina fan. We're projected to be to be an 11 seed this year, an 11 seed for a blue blood team, which I'm not mad at because I don't think Duke is projected to make the tournament, so I'm fucking excited about Duke not even making it. But Kansas not good. Kentucky's awful. Like it's such an odd year for college basketball.
The number one recruit, the number one draft prospect, right, plays for Oklahoma State.
Wow.
Yeah, that left-handed giant point guard kid. Like, I've been so immersed in football because it literally had been 25 years since the Bills held a home playoff game, and so I haven't even jumped into college. I've jumped right into the NBA, and I'm super excited about the Spurs because my favorite thing is they've literally got 4 guys over the age of 30, and there was a game the other day where all 4 of the 30-year-olds scored 20 points in a game, and it was the first time since the Atlanta. It was someone with Kevin Willis involved, like the Atlanta Hawks or someone, where they had 4 players. Where they had 4 players over the age of 30 score 20 points or more. And in the Spurs, it's never happened. So there's like 4 guys, and then the rest of the team is incredibly young and just running and dunk. It's not even Spurs basketball. If you were a Spurs fan, you're just like excited because you're like, I've never seen this. They call that an alley-oop. And he was like, they call a foul, and he's like, he was flying. He was just flying. And it's great. But yeah, I'll transition into basketball eventually. I'm excited about the Spurs season. They beat the Celtics tonight. Celtics are a good team, so I'll take it.
The UNC men's basketball roster, sort of some of their names sound like a Key and Peele skit. We got Leaky Black, we got Puff Johnson, we got Dewey.
You're looking at all the nicknames though, Nick. Not legitimate.
Leaky.
leaky
That's
black.
his grandma called him leaky. So
What is one thing you want in a point guard but not a roof? Leaky black. All right, Eric. Time. Let's booze it up a little.
Booze it up. All right. Let's see
What are
we're all
we drinking
tonight? Tonight I'm drinking 1792 single barrel, and it's a Specs Select pick. So Specs actually went out and picked this barrel, single barrel. It's the actual barrel that, and then they water it down to get the actual proof, because that's how you get the actual bourbon.
Works with all of them.
But single barrel, it's not a mixture. So it's really smooth. Actually, my wife Ashley
What's
got
that run?
I'm gonna say I actually don't know. I haven't bought single barrel before, but this was a gift from Ashley, my wife, and
Hi, Ashley.
I'm gonna guess it was around $45.
Okay.
Nice.
I don't know. I could be wrong, but it's super smooth and I'm enjoying it. I'll tell you that much. What are you drinking, Kelly?
I am on a 6-year Whistle Pig Piggyback Rye. I found this at the Pickwick over on Picacho.
Piggly Wiggly.
I found it at Piggly Wiggly. I had just heard, and what's funny is I believe Whistle Pig is Canadian.
No.
No?
To be a bourbon, you have to be it has to be in America.
That's another thing.
For some reason, I felt like the
Canadians are lying
company that
about
owns
that.
it. Imported from Canada.
Really?
Bottled by Morian Ventures LLC, Minneville, New York.
Okay, so Canada makes it, and then they ship it to New York, and New York says they make it.
Age 6. In American oak barrels.
Oh,
You know what? It doesn't say bourbon on it anywhere.
Okay. It just says
rye whiskey.
Whiskey. Okay. So yeah, that makes sense then.
Canadian whiskey.
But I had read somewhere that there's the Canadians, But I had heard about it. I walked in there, it was there. I bought it. You know how we are. We're creatures of impulse. It's a rye. I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of rye whiskey, but
it's a little bit sweeter. Rye's a little bit sweeter.
It definitely has like I feel like it definitely has some type of I feel like it's got to be super similar to when you eat a sandwich with rye bread, that there's something about that grain that has like a very unique taste that feels like it's in the back of your mouth somewhere. I don't know what it is, but it's different. And it's you know what? It's okay. Like, would I drink on this every day? No, I wouldn't. But every once in a while, and I where it might be nice, because it does have these weird spice notes, is maybe it is like, I start off every show with the hot toddy. It might play really well with that because of everything that's in the hot tea. I always put the hot toddy I made today had maple syrup in it as the sweetener, and then a couple of orange bitters. So that might play. Canada loves Canada. But that's what I'm drinking on. I like it.
Nice.
Am I in a huge hurry to buy another bottle? Probably not. This one will be around for a while, but I'll share it with friends.
Whistle Pig is definitely on the rise. So it's a company I've heard about just maybe in the past year and a half or two. So we'll see what they're coming up with.
I love the name.
Nick, what are you drinking?
Oh, I'm going with a 2020 vintage Coors Light. And I didn't make it out anywhere to get any decent beer, so it had to be Coors Light.
Hey.
But
Matt's
on the beer front,
that is a very, very decent beer, Nicholas.
It has hops, so I didn't realize that
Vertical
cannabis and hops are like the most closely related plant species
yeah.
out there. Yeah, they're like
Yeah.
Really?
Happy plants.
yeah. They somehow they're both amazing plants. So
Primos.
I'm all about
Nice.
the green plants, whether it be hops or
50
marijuana.
bucks. Is that what they
Eric
said?
was dead on.
Matt, what are you drinking?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah,
I'm sorry. What'd you say, Cal?
You were dead on. I don't know if you're looking for like it's 42 to 48 bucks.
Damn.
Oh yeah, okay. I
I'm-
said 45, so yeah, that's not bad.
I was feeling a little bit
Bad.
I was feeling like, like I was in a little bit of tall cotton
Oh,
today.
you got an Old Forester. I could see by the
Yeah.
top. Yeah.
I was feeling like I was in some tall cotton today, courtesy of TD Ameritrade and Wall Street Bets and good old AMC theaters. So I got this Old Forester
1897. Yep.
1897 bottle and bond. It's actually fantastic. It's actually it's really fantastic. It's not that expensive. It's expensive for me because I normally like a $20 to $30 bottle guy, and this one's I think was like 60. So yeah, it's a little hefty, but man, it's really, really tasty. I got it at Kelly Liquors. And I went up and down the aisle and I was thinking about doing kind of the same old stuff. And I had saw this. Yep. And I think Eric had given me a taste of it before. And I remember
mine's about three quarters of the way gone, but
yeah,
excellent bottle.
This
Chug
is
it,
absolutely fantastic.
Chug it.
Absolutely fantastic.
Beer bong it.
Chug it.
COVID chug.
No, I didn't ever mention the price, but I think I got that Whistle Pig for 40 in the $40 range too. So
Nice.
Yeah, $60 bottle, but it's really good. It's definitely it's got that little bit of bite that like the regular Old Forester doesn't have. But it's not rude like Old Granddad. Like I like Old Granddad as far as like a higher proof type bourbon, but man, it's a
Well,
it's a little
with
bit rude. Like it's
with
pretty.
the Old Forester that you're usually getting is like 80 some proof, and
Right.
this 1897 is 100 proof. So
Right.
yeah, it's gonna have a little bit more bite, but I think as you drink it, you need to get more, open up your nasal passages and actually inhale those flavors,
Right.
and then that bite won't be as bad.
Well, when in Rome.
no, it's funny. I'm still happy with that $17 bottle I had last week, where I was just like, and I can't wait. I'll bring it over sometime. I just want you guys to try. It was hilariously the Evan Williams that I got.
Oh,
The Evan Williams bottled and bond is one of the best bang for your bucks I think I've ever found. Yeah, $24 or something like that, and it's man, is it good? And somebody was giving me a hard time for it. I don't recall, but I think maybe one of the De La Vega's bartender who shall not be named was like, "Oh, you're drinking Evan Williams." I'm like, "But this is really good. Like it's the bottle and bond. It's tasty." I think Evan Williams is totally underrated. Especially for something that for the money. Like it's fantastic for the money.
All right, let's move on. Thank you all for sharing. Nick, I love your pick. Can't beat Coors.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it.
Hey,
All right, are we discussing babes this week?
Yeah, I mean, I was
or pups?
Last week that segment sort of felt forced. I don't know if Matt feels like he has an update maybe that he wants to share with us, that's great. If not, maybe we can.
No update on.
no man.
All right.
I'm flying planes. You want to talk about that?
Here's the true travesty of it. Here's the true travesty of this. The reason that there is no update, and this is why I object. Just putting it out there.
Duly noted.
Are you taking minutes, Nick? Please.
Yeah. I'll send out the transcript later.
The senator from West Alamogordo says, we're going to Ruidoso for New Year's, or not for what? Huh?
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
For the Super Bowl. And we rented Ryan Burkett, who will be the very first guest on this show.
Mark
Sure.
was the first guest, I thought.
Huh?
Oh,
Mark
Mark.
first guest?
Yeah, Mark was.
No. Mark.
He
Mark
wasn't
didn't
really-
play.
That didn't
Mark's
count.
a call in. No, Mark called in and said he was Dr.
He dialed the
Dr.
wrong
Smith.
number.
Dr.
okay.
Smith. Yeah, Dr. Smith was just a wrong number. But Burkett's going to be the first true sit down talk about like what he does. You know, like I want to hear.
No,
about
yeah,
what's
we'll hear his business model plan and
That dude,
all
that dude,
stuff, yeah.
you talk about moving and shaking. That dude's
Oh,
moved
yeah,
everything
he's
and
got it.
shook everything. So I want him to have an entire 20 minutes, 30. I want him to be on the entire show to talk about everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then have just a segment that is specifically about him.
So
but nonetheless,
he's going to be in after the Super Bowl.
yeah. So
So-
we'll prep him.
Here's my proposal. Us four chip in to buy him a bottle as our first guest, and we give it to him over Super Bowl
Super Bowl.
weekend,
And he drinks it.
and he opens it on the show and drinks it
Perfect.
with us.
I like it.
Good idea.
That's great.
In the kisser.
So what kind of bottle? What bottle we buying Burkett for the?
He likes
for the-
Crown, doesn't he?
You know,
But he'll
I've
drink.
always been a Crown guy. Him,
Yeah.
Lance, and me have always been Crown and Coke guys. But
So what would be the Crown equivalent? Be like a Maker's 46, kind of that sweeter bourbon. Like if we were doing a bourbon,
I
as
think.
no, let's put him off in the deep end of some good bourbon.
Yeah.
basil.
No, I'm thinking like a George T. Stagg or something. You know,
Sounds really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay.
I don't know if we can afford that right now.
is it crazy?
Oh,
Hey,
it came out
I got
in like
AMC
December,
calls, guys.
and
AMC calls.
you're only getting secondary prices on that right now.
Oh, no kidding. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like we dream big, but
I don't mind going down to Total Wine or something and seeing if there's
I heard is there a place in El Paso called like Juanitos or something?
Juanitos.
Eric's remodeling his house, and you're stressing him out, Kel, talking about
No,
George
no, no,
Stagg.
no,
He's
he's
like,
not,
I can
he's
see
not.
it. His body language. He's like, oh, okay, I got
no
a remodel going.
Juanitos is the place I wanted to go to when you guys were looking at the
Bar,
the car.
the pile
And
of
I
the-
just
the
saw a
rusted
picture.
pile of metal.
Yeah, I just saw a picture. My first time ever on Facebook. I saw someone took a picture
Of the shelf.
of a shelf at Juanitos.
Yeah, I saw it. I'm in that
Yeah.
one.
Okay, they got some good shit over there.
I
So-
know. We might need to just duck over there just for fun.
I wouldn't mind going sometime this weekend. So
What? Okay. Well, hold on. We've totally
yeah,
missed the point of we're going to Ruidoso to watch the Super Bowl. We're staying in a cool ass house with a hot tub and a pool table and a tree and deer and all
Hot tub
sorts
time machine.
of hot tub
Hot
time
tub
machine.
time machine.
hot tub time
And
machine.
Matt totally has an opportunity to just literally bring.
Anybody.
Who wouldn't want to go do that on Super Bowl weekend?
You'd be surprised.
So no more Brittany, no more.
Oh God, we're saying names. Fuck. Now I gotta really edit shit.
Oh, that's one little
There's
beat.
a lot of
Come
there's a
on.
lot of Britneys out there.
Yeah,
Britney
Spears.
Spears.
What about Courtney? Maybe that's a person. What about Chelsea? Think about her. I think, ah, man, I'm gonna invite someone for you, and just be like, no, and then I'm gonna get in trouble because someone's gonna be like, hey, why are you talking to other girls? And it's like, watch it. But
That's gonna be fun. How long are you guys going to Ruidoso for?
Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, come back Monday.
So
This is our normal.
Kel, I'm gonna
Phoenix
ride
Open
up
thing.
with you, Kel.
Huh?
I'm gonna ride up with you on Friday.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna make sure you don't drink too much.
Why? Why?
Yeah.
Kel's already riding up with Jessica. Why are you gonna third wheel it with them and just let me drive by myself or what?
Oh, okay. I'll ride up with you, Matt.
The joke was because I get out of the gates quick, Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Kelly will be up there by like noon, and
Jess won't even
done
be
by
there. I'll be like,
3.
no, dude, I left her at the house.
Jess
man.
might
I
ride
drove
with
up here."
us, Matt, because
Like,
Kelly
Did
would
you drink
already be
all of
gone.
You drink all of your whistle pig? Yeah, I don't even like it, and I drank it all.
That's gonna be. This is our normal weekend that we're in Phoenix for the Phoenix Open.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah,
We usually come back. It's the Phil Smith Sports,
extravaganza.
the Phil Smith Memorial
Memorial.
Sports Extravaganza.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe next year.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
it's
allowing,
so
like,
much fun.
They're
And
allowing
next time
like
we go,
6,000 people in there.
next time we go, we have to figure out how to stay up there for the Super because we
Yeah.
never stay up there, and we
We always drive back super hungover.
and we're always and we should just
Allegedly.
stay an extra day and watch. Like we should go out to the golf tournament, watch the golf tournament
Yeah.
finish, which
Yeah,
would be
sure. We've
because
never seen.
no one's out there. No one's out there.
Yeah,
Watch
that'd
the
be
golf
perfect.
tournament. Oh yeah,
That's what we should. We should only go on Thursday and Sunday.
Although, man, even last time I went, Wednesday and Thursday, we'll have to ask. Well, I don't know. We'll have to
Yeah.
see. A lot of people up in the mid northwest, like the Chicago Great Lakes area, have found out that like there's this cool golf tournament where everyone goes and gets wasted and the weather's great. And now that place is it's hard.
jam-packed.
It's hard to rock a William Repco, as they say.
There's no chance of that again.
Mm-mm. But excited about that Super Bowl weekend. We're going to be over there. We're trying to figure out who can and can't go. And you know what? I'm going to just randomly invite some chicks. I'm friends with a lot of people on Facebook, and I'll be like, hey, I know he didn't want to say anything, but he was just wondering if you wanted to go. So
I like
I'm going to
it.
do it. I'm going to get
I like
I'm gonna,
it.
someone. Dude, who wouldn't want to go for a Friday night? Stay at this place looks insane. Burkett picked it out. It's awesome.
No, it really looks super fun. It looks super cool. It's got a pool table and a hot tub, and it's got a great view. It's by the golf course. It's killer.
Yeah, no
It's absolutely
guns.
cool.
No guns this time. Because you know what happened last time
Well,
in Lincoln County.
You could. bring your
We'll
gun, just don't
never
shoot 'em.
speak of that ever again on a recording. How's that?
All right, fellas.
Because nothing happened. That's why. Because there's nothing to talk about.
We're reaching almost an hour and a half. Any outros to say?
I do want to say
One of the things that I wanted to go ahead.
one thing.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I want to say one thing. When we close tonight, we don't have to log off. Don't log off. Let's have
we can edit it.
Yeah, no, yeah. We'll discuss after. Yeah.
yeah. Just we'll do a goodbye, and then let's keep talking because just to chat about what happened.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
all. That's all I want to say. Because last time we were outroed, and then
Yeah.
it was like, then I was making food and
Too
you
late.
guys.
Yeah, I think I had too much
in
to drink the last time.
minutes, so let's wrap this up.
Yeah, let's finish it up. It's not a bad time. It's a
Well,
good time.
this is going out on YouTube, so I want to encourage anybody who's made it to this point to like, subscribe, share. Honestly, the best thing you can do is if you think that this was cool to listen to or whatever, is just like share it to a friend, see if they'll like it. If they hate it, that's cool too. Like chime in and say what you hate about it, because we're new at this and we don't know what we're doing. So we'd love to hear your guys' feedback, and anybody who's got an opinion, it's all valid. We don't know what we're doing. We're learning. So
I completely forgot.
What happened?
So my wife's coworker is huge on bourbon, and maybe we should have him as a guest.
Cool.
Sure.
sometime.
Bourbon
But
segment.
he made Rice Krispie treats
Cool.
with Eagle Rare bourbon mixed in it.
Nice.
And I'm gonna eat half of it, but I will save half for maybe I'll eat a quarter of it.
Whoever shows up first, just
Whoever
eat
shows up
half of it.
first. But no, I'll eat. I had some. I shared some of Ashley's, and holy crap, it is delicious.
You can cuss on
And-
this podcast, by the way, just FYI.
I know, but
Mr. Holy crap.
He's like the Philip Rivers of our group.
yeah, I got
Dang it.
15
Dadgummit.
kids running around. Hey, little motherfucker.
Hey,
I don't cuss at kids. I don't
Retired
cuss
to
on
break
air. I
that.
cuss at kids though.
No, but Matt's right. Even if it's just pure charity, hit the subscribe button, hit like, leave a comment. Pure charity.
Best thing you can do is to send it to a friend and see if it sucks, and then tell them to trash us on the comments. I don't care.
Yeah.
I want to hear about it.
Ask them to do the same, even if they hate us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even better.
Any
Build
feedback
our
is
house.
good feedback.
What you hate, what you like, what you want more of or less of, whatever.
Yeah.
And
Click that like
subscribe and
button.
Build you a house at a discount. We won't tell you what the discount is, but we'll do it.
Yeah, you get one free yet to be determined.
All right, Matt, I know you didn't want to lead us into it, but you got to close us out.
I am Matt.
I am Kelly.
I'm Nick.
Nick, and this is E, and thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks,
Yeah.
everybody. Appreciate you.
All right.